Every season has its moments. The ones that test you, the ones that push you, the ones that define you. In this episode of the Penn State Hockey Story, an outdoor battle for the ages, and one of the best homestands in program history. Number 1, Michigan State. Number 9, Ohio State. Shootouts, overtime, history made. All right now on the Penn State Hockey Story.
We got a little Wrigley Field action tonight. We're playing here against Notre Dame. It's going to be fun. Yeah, it's a dream come true, so I'm pretty pumped for it.
We are! When you play hockey for Penn State, the opportunity comes with many perks, like playing an outdoor game in one of the most iconic ballparks in America, a place where days before the NHL staged its own Winter Classic. The Nittany Lions were ready for prime time under the lights at the Frozen Confines, the Big Ten Hockey Series at Wrigley Field, the first outdoor game in Penn State's Division I history.
We are, baby! We support them even when it's cold! I might end up freezing here, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It's anything for the Nittany Lions.
Paquette shoots, scores! Tyler Paquette, a missile, and we are tied. Here's an odd man rush potentially for Penn State. Save made, rebound, and the follow through. DeMarsico pots it.
It would be a night of especially timely goals for Penn State, and they paid heed to Coach Guy Godowski, starting the third period with one before the Zamboni was even turned off.
Come on, boys, get to that net, eh?
Dowiak dumps the man in the corner, comes for Efing, curries the shot, he scores! Aiden Fink, 10 seconds into the third, has given Penn State a 3-2 lead!
The world had turned the page to a new year, and in its early days, Penn State showed a renewed vigor in their first game in over 3 weeks. The first half of the season hadn't always produced the results they worked for, but they continued to trust the process, and the second half of the season started with action taking place long into the crisp Chicago winter night, with Danny Geniev starting the shootout with a score in a classic that would go 8 rounds before Notre Dame got the extra point. The fireworks faded quickly, but not their enthusiasm. 2 days later, back in South Bend. With the holidays fading quickly behind them, the Nittany Lions still had a Grinch-like performance up their sleeve. Stingy, 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 as they gave Notre Dame nothing to celebrate.
To win in this league, it takes great effort. Not just great effort individually, I mean playing great for the team. If everybody gives more effort, great effort for the team, that's what it takes to win in this league, and that's how we're going to do it.
The Confines were back to normal for this one, but the Nittany Lions were ready to show they could play outdoors, indoors, anywhere. After missing much of the first half with an injury, Penn State was bolstered by the return of goalie Arseny Sergeyev. He tied a career high with 43 saves in the outdoor game and would not be beaten once indoors.
Slipped out to neutral, DeMarsico Serrato, bolts near wing, attacking zone, shot, he scores! He kicks the door down! Penn State on the board with a snipe from Serrato!
It was the only goal Penn State would need, but not the only one they would get. In fact, the next one came less than 30 seconds later.
Geniev the steal behind the Irish goal. Peeks out the far side, far circle shot, he scores! Kisses the iron on the way in! And Danny Geniev makes it 2-0 Penn State! Wow! Another missile from the Nittany Lions!
Sergeyev was not only impenetrable, he became the first goalie in team history with assists in back-to-back games.
Off the leg pad of Sergeyev, lead pass right on the tape, breakaway Penn State, forehand, backhand, score! Oh, it's Serrato with the goal on the feed from Fink! What a pass by Aiden Fink to Charlie Serrato!
Great game, boys. Way to compete for a full 60. Chucky, way to get us going. But this one's got to go to RC. Yeah! That's my roommate!
Hey, boys, it's a great effort today. After kicking the ass from coach, thank you so much for that.
The Nittany Lions returned to Hockey Valley, and campus was abuzz as they were set to face Michigan State, the top-ranked team in the country. They gave the Spartans all they could handle.
Down low, peeling behind the goal, wraparound Fink, he scores! Aiden Fink! And Penn State takes a 1-0 lead! Lugris, he scores! Right on the doorstep! And it's 2-0 Penn State! Serrato darts through center in a 2-2 game. Drags his way into the slot shot. He scores! A snipe by Serrato!
The Nittany Lions built multiple leads in the game, and they threw quite a scare into the Spartans, but when the ice chips settled, it wasn't enough, and they dropped the game 6-4. Disappointed, but not disheartened.
It's getting a little stressful here.
They knew they would have another shot the next day, and this time they were determined to topple the top-ranked team in the land. For the second straight game against Michigan State, the Nittany Lions scored first.
Center, here comes Fink, 2-on-1. Fink up the near wing, drags it, fires, and scores! Who else but Aiden Fink to light the lamp?
Nick Fascia picked up his first career point with an assist on Aiden Fink's goal that had Penn State up 1-0 after a period. Fink's point streak reached 6 games. The Spartans bounced back with a pair of goals in the second, and they held a 2-1 lead late into the game when the Nittany Lions went on the power play. Coach Godowski elected to pull the goaltender for a 6-on-4 advantage. The strategy proved brilliant when Jimmy Dowd's shot was deflected in by Ben Schoen, tying the game at 2, sending Pagula into a frenzy, and the game into overtime.
Down, deep slot shot, redirect, score! It's Ben Schoen! Ben Schoen ties it! Tie game, 2-2 with 1:44 to go, and it's a power play goal!
Terrific net front presence created screening traffic, and the sweat of all was rewarded. Three-on-three overtime is always a roller coaster, but Sergeyev, the Big Ten's #1 star of the week, would not be beaten. Neither goalie would. And again, the Lions were looking at a shootout. Sergeyev would stop the first 4 Michigan State shooters that he faced, and the chance to knock off #1 would rest on the blade of Dylan Lugris, Penn State's 4th shooter.
In a 2-2 tie, it's the 4th round. Lugris churns the legs. He has the puck. Lugris has a right-handed shot. He comes atop the near circle. Lugris fires towards the goal. Wait, back in. He tucks it home. He scores! And there's pandemonium
The Nittany Lions continue to prove they can play with anyone. They are 2-3-1 the last 6 times they faced a top-ranked team. And another memory added to a growing album of special Pagula moments.
Buckeyes on fire! Buckeyes on fire!
A win over the top-ranked Spartans after playing outdoors at Wrigley Field. The arrow was pointing upward for the Nittany Lions, and kudos to the coaching staff and players for remaining businesslike with no letdown as they turned their attention to an out-of-conference series with Canisius.
When you have 2 really good weekends in a row and in some pretty cool games, that should tell you you're going the right direction. The thing about confidence, you can't artificially give it to someone. Like, it takes them having success to get it. So you can't talk to someone who's not playing well and say, you're a confident player, you're this. You have to have the successes. Now, that being said, to beat the #1 team in the nation, a couple of guys on injury as well, I think should give a lot of the players confidence that if they play the right way, they can beat anybody.
And that remains possible because the group believes and works hard for that trust.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're a hard-working team. You know, we always want to get pucks back, you know, in the offense zone. That's the biggest thing. We're always on pucks. We're always battling. And I think one of our biggest attributes to our game is always hitting pucks on net, you know. We love to shoot the puck, and, you know, that's a good thing. You know, you can't score unless you shoot the puck.
That philosophy has permeated Hockey Valley for Penn State's entire Division I history. The scintillating and successful brand of hockey they play has always produced a shoot-first mentality.
Race up the wing, 3-on-2, dropped it back, Serrano, twisted, fake, fires, he scores! Oh, what a display of passing and buried by Fink! 1-0, Penn State!
Can't get much prettier than that.
And when those shots come after passing like that, it's absolute magic. Fink has been on a tear and would be nominated for the Hobey Baker Award later in the week. And he was just getting started.
Lets it fly, score! It is a missile from Fink! He has both of the Nittany Lion goals, and it's a 2-0 Penn State lead.
Come on! Keep going!
Reeves gets to the puck again, dances along the boards. Chased it down, left it back. Carson Dick one-hands it, far circle. Genev snipes and scores! What a setup by Carson Dick to Danny Genev. He snipes it top shelf.
Snipes at one end, saves at the other, as Sergeyev was working on another shutout.
Aiden Fink's got it. Fink with the hat trick on his stick to the own goal. He buries it. Hat trick, Aiden Fink.
A 4-0 win in Fink's second career hat trick.
The MJ flu game. Mr. Aiden Fink. Keep it short, keep it short.
Yeah, great game, honestly, unbelievable game. We still got one more game to go tomorrow, and let's come out ready to go tomorrow.
All were ready for the sights and sounds of Saturday evening hockey and a mic'd up Charlie Serrato.
Roar Zone is rocking, and this place is packed here on this Saturday night.
Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby! Come on! Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby!
Look at this! Look at this barn! Go!
From out to play it, far half court, picked off the Graves, fires towards the goal, rebound, score! Keaton Peters out front! Keaton Peters buries it, and Penn State takes a 1-0 lead!
Peters' goal was one of a season-high 24 first-period shots. that the Lions bombarded Canisius with.
What up, what up? Yep. Yeah! Come on, boys! Yeah! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about, Jage.
Serrato atop the near circle, sauce it aside the goal. Weaver stuff and tap, top shot, score! Penn shown in a net mouth scramble.
I got you, go, go, go!
Shade steps in front. He stole the puck. 3-on-2 Penn State. Shade into the attacking zone. Backdoor feed. Weaver shot for it to Marsico. He scores! Matt DeMarsico redirects it home. It's 3-0. Tic-tac-toe. They go again tonight.
Penn State had scored 7 unanswered goals in 2 games against Canisius, but the Golden Griffins pushed back and made it a 1-goal game late. But Serrato and the boys banded together and held on for another non-conference win.
Christensen with 5, pins it in the corner. The clock is at 3, tied up in the corner with 1, and the game ends. Penn State holds on. They sweep Canisius.
In front of the second largest crowd in Pagula history, Penn State's winning ways continued. Their non-conference schedule complete, it was now Big Ten hockey the rest of the way, and they looked more than ready for the challenge.
Yeah!
Hello, camera. Penn State's 6-game homestand continued against Ohio State, a team that beat them twice in Columbus back in December.
We really turned the page on Canisius really quickly to come back to Ohio State because we did face them, and it wasn't that long ago. However, the reason we did that is because it was really our worst performance of the year. It really was, in a number of areas that we can control. And I'll give you one, and this is where a guy like Carson Dick really helps out. And I think that we were fragile. We got down a little bit early, and then instead of sticking together and getting tougher, I think we got a little bit. We did not stay positive with each other or with ourselves, and that's a huge lesson. You look at what the women's volleyball team did against Nebraska and how they were able to stay together. I think that's a perfect example of what to do. It's really easy to say, very difficult to do over and over again, but that's one of the lessons that we learned.
Those games might as well have been played a decade ago, as these Nittany Lions have grown and matured by leaps and bounds since that series. In fact, they were unbeaten in 6 of 7 since. That did not stop them from getting off to a poor start. The Buckeyes would score the first 3 goals of the game. What may have been a mountain in December was now a mere speed bump.
We've talked all week about what we have to do to flip the script, both in terms of what we have to do, execution on the ice, and how you have to manage your emotions and stay together off the ice. Talked about it all week. We're done. Done talking. Go show it.
And did they ever? They climbed over the boards and proved lessons learned well.
He tries to tuck it home, throws it off the back of the goalie. He scores! Fink can score from anywhere.
Fink's tenacity showed why he's in the top 3 in the country in points per game. More important, it started to turn the momentum around.
DeMarsico at the Buckeye line into the attacking zone. Atop the far circle, drags, fires, block, dangles down low on the forehand turns. Everly out of position, snipe! DeMarsico scores, and it's 3-2!
These guys were not going to crumble under the weight of a 3-goal deficit. While the usually packed Pagula partied, the resilient guys in blue and white continued to show their grit until they came all the way back.
Joan centers off a stick, loose in the low slot, backhander, backdoor, score! Penn State ties at 3-3. Dane Dowiak knocks it off. Dowiak stuffs it in. It's a tie game.
No emotional swing could deter Penn State. Ohio State retook the lead, and the Lions answered in 60 seconds.
Penn State sets up in circles. Fascia, head of steam, lead pass near wing. Weebush gets a step on the defense. Power move, throws a backhander on, sliding into the goal. And Penn State has scored! Penn State has scored! J.J. Weebush! It's a tie game! It's a tie game! J.J. Weebush power move slides into Eberle. Eberle slides into the back of the goal, and it is 4-4!
Reese Lawback returned from an injury and set up each of Aiden Fink's 2 goals. The second gave Penn State their first lead.
Lawback along the near board, surveys to our left in a 4-4 game. Backdoor, Fink settles, fires, he scores! Aiden Fink gives Penn State a 5-4 lead. 10:44 to go in the third, and there is bedlam here at Pagula. Power play goal by Fink, and Penn State in front for the first time tonight.
But the emotional elevator continued to move in both directions. The Buckeyes had come back in their arsenal as well, scoring twice to again take the lead. And this is where Penn State showed how far they have come as a team. There was no quit in the Knits. The best face-off team in the country, they won possession and were relentless in keeping it in the Ohio State zone until they figured out a way to tie with their net empty and a mere dozen ticks left on the clock. Relentless, tenacious, glorious.
Was blocked away. Loose behind the Buckeye net with 15 in the period. Penn State down one, scramble up front. Sprawling deep, score! It's tied! Danny Jania with the late game heroics has tied it at 6. He looked like Superman diving to the net, and Pagula is going absolutely berserk! 6-6 with 12 seconds to play!
It's not clear if Geniev can leap tall buildings with a single bound, but he can tie hockey games with a single shot. In the process, making Hockey Valley echo with joy. After a scoreless overtime, it was time for another dynamic duo to put on the cape for the shootout. Arseny Sergeyev in goal and Dylan Lugris at the other end.
Lugris borrowing, meanders into the zone, far circle, waits, backhander, got him down, he scores! Dylan Lugris does it again!
It was the second straight shootout winner for Lugris as Sergeyev made it stand up. Over a few hours, Penn State came all the way back from a 3-goal deficit. In a little over a month, they have traveled much further than that.
When things get rough, we have to stay positive, and that's what didn't happen the first night in Columbus. And it's actually sort of fitting. You never want to be down, but it's fitting that we got an opportunity to see if we learned anything, and we sure did. Down 3-0, instead of complaining and blaming, guys stuck together, they stayed positive, and boy, they came back and won a hell of a game.
We are Penn State! We are Penn State!
It had been a nice win, but the Lions' mentality was the job was only half done. There was no time to admire themselves, and they were back to work immediately. After a scoreless first period, the Lions took advantage of the man advantage.
Scoreless game, Geniev bumper slot, he scores! Danny Geniev rifles it home along the ice, and Penn State on the power play breaks the seal, a 1-0 Penn Penn State lead. 2:59 into the second. There he was, right in the slot from that bumper spot.
Ohio State would equal that, but late in the third, the Lions struck again.
It's lassoed in by Weebush. Here he comes. Weebush dangling into the near circle. Power move, threw it on, rebound, score! Penn State takes a 2-1 lead on the first career goal for Nick DeGraves.
The developing comfort level for freshman Nick DeGraves was evident on the score sheet, with points now in 4 straight games. But the tables turned from the day before, and this time it was Ohio State scoring with the goalie pulled to send another one into overtime.
Penn State gets one fresh body out there. It's Schoen. Carfagna into the Penn State zone. Waits, tucked it back. Montez, he's stripped by Schoen. Game on his stick. It's a 2-on-0. Schoen near wing into the attacking zone. Near circle, backdoor fire. Score! Reese Wallback wins it in overtime. Pandemonium at Pagula. He is mobbed. Penn State streams off the bench to celebrate a 3-2 overtime win. Penn State downs 9th-ranked Ohio State in overtime tonight. An unforgettable night here at Pagula in front of the largest crowd in program history.
The Lions took 4 out of the 6 points from Ohio State and continued a January to remember. Lawback would be named the Big Ten Third Star of the Week. It was hard to tell who appreciated each other more. The players, the fans, or the fans, the players. Happy Hockey Valley.